On April 27, 1945, Frederick August Kettle Jr. was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to parents Frederick August Kettle Sr. and Daisy Wilson. His father was a German immigrant who worked as a baker. His mother was a black woman from North Carolina who was a domestic worker. August was the fourth of 6 children who were raised mainly by their mother in the Hill District of Pittsburgh. In the late 1950s, Daisy Wilson remarried a man named David Bedford. The family then moved from the predominantly black Hill District to the predominantly white Hazelwood neighborhood. Being biracial in the Jim Crow era was difficult for August. He was often harassed in his neighborhood and at school because of his complexion. Finding a space where he felt he belonged did prove to be difficult. 1959 was also August's first year of high school. He was one of 14 black children attending Central Catholic High School. Unfortunately, he faced racist acts so often it drove him to drop out of school. He later enrolled in Connolly Vocational High School, but again dropped out because he wasn't learning anything. August had a thirst for knowledge, but the educational institutions he attended were not adequate to intellectually stimulate him. He gave receiving a formal education one last try before dropping out again after he was accused of plagiarizing a paper he wrote about Francis Napoleon I. His teacher was not smart enough to realize she had a literary genius in her presence. August Wilson was a 16-year-old who was determined to learn. The Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh and the streets of Pittsburgh became his classroom. Every opportunity he had to learn something new, he took full advantage of, consuming book after book, setting the stage for one of the greatest literary careers in history. In 1962, August enlisted into the U.S. Army after a disagreement with his mother over his career choice. He made his mind up that he wanted to be a writer. After spending only 1 year in the Army, he returned home to pursue his goal of becoming a writer. He once again worked menial labor jobs to provide for himself. He also changed his name from Frederick August Kettle Jr. to August Wilson, using the last name Wilson to honor his mother. August was able to buy a typewriter after earning enough money, which officially began his career as a writer. He immediately began writing material that would become the foundation for some of the greatest American literature. Influenced by the culture surrounding him, August wrote as if his life was on the line. Everywhere he went, he wrote. Bars, lounges, cafes, any place he could find a napkin to write on, he would write what was on his mind. He didn't mind using napkins to write on. He was dedicated to writing and capturing his thoughts as they came to him. He started submitting his writings to Harper's Magazine and other outlets because he wanted to expose the world to his work. Over time, he learned to become comfortable expressing his blackness and his love for his blackness through his writings. His life and writings were influenced by Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, and other black leaders of the time. Black power was a concept that was prevalent in August's mind. In 1968, the Black Horizon Theater, founded by Penny Hill, Curtis Porter, Tony Fountain, E. Philip McCain, and August Wilson. The Black Horizon Theater was a black nationalist theater company created to inspire black art, black creativity, and black political activism. In 1973, August's first play was titled Recycle, which was performed for 50 cents a ticket. In 1977, he wrote the plays Black Bart and Sacred Hills before moving to St. Paul, Minnesota in 1978. After arriving in St. Paul, he began writing educational scripts for the Science Museum of Minnesota, only to quit after receiving a fellowship for the Playwright Center. August was laser focused on becoming an accomplished writer, and nothing was going to stop him. He became associated with the black theater company in Minnesota by the name of the Penumbra Theater Company of St. Paul. The theater company helped him produce and feature a number of his plays. August would go on to write the plays Fullerton Street, Jitney, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Joe Turner's Come and Gone, and Fences. He was also awarded the New York Drama Critics Circle Award for Best Play, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, the Whiting Award for Drama, the Pulitzer Prize for Drama, the Tony Award for Best Play, and the Outer Critics Circle Award for his play Fences, and he was also named Artist of the Year by the Chicago Tribune. He accomplished all of these by the end of 1987. Later in 1987, the St. Paul mayor named May 27th August Wilson Day. August moved to Seattle, Washington in 1990, which became the location for his Century Cycle, or the Pittsburgh Cycle. his cycle of 10 plays that was set in Pittsburgh with the help of the Seattle Repertory Theater. The theater also helped to produce his one-man show titled How I Learned What I Learned. August earned 28 honors and awards for his phenomenal work. His 10-play cycle was legendary and placed him in rare air as a writer and creator. August Wilson died in 2005 due to liver cancer at the age of 60. After his death, he was honored when the name of the New York City's theater in the Broadway Theater District was renamed the August Wilson Theater. This is the story of a man who wrote his place in history, literally. Frederick August Kettle Jr., a.k.a. August Wilson. We proudly stand on your shoulders. For more information, please visit my website at www.ontheshoulders1.com. There, you can support my OTSOG book series. You can also support me on Patreon at patreon.com/OTSOG. And you can also hit the super like button under this video. I love you all, and make sure you catch the next video coming up.